Hello everyone and welcome to the playthrough of Dead or Alive, the third map of the Forged in Fire campaign. And as my starting bonus I chose to use these two fellas, which I never remembered what they're called, the tier 6 units of factory. Two other options were not very compelling. And we continue with the same two heroes, Henrietta and Frederick, but in this map we actually will have access to a large number of heroes. That's pretty nice. And also we start in two different locations on the map. Henrietta is a little bit far away from any way to reinforce her. So we need to be extra careful when with her. The theme of the map is kind of, in a way, pretty similar to the second map. So there will be a third piece of each of the sets we are collecting. So far we collected two pieces for the Wizard's Well and for Arena of the Magi. And we will be able to collect the final pieces in this map. There is something that worried me for a little bit. This version of the campaign has a description typo. So for this mission at the third map, it actually lists a level 12 limit, and also in the campaign editor actually checking the map, I actually thought that it does not carry over the third piece that we are collecting here for the set artifacts. It was a little bit worrying. Fortunately, it actually works as intended. Anyway, so Frederick has a very similar army to what we had in the second map. He's gonna be using automatons a lot, and he doesn't have halflings, but I think these fellas are headhunters or something like that. I'll call them something, or maybe headhunters. Okay, so I did collect a bit gold here. That's my goal number one. And I will build a bank. Thanks to the bank I can hire another hero. There is not much choice. I mean, there are like a couple of heroes with estates, which would be worth developing. So there is a way to get yourself an extra army. Ideally, I think you would want to hire every hero to your roster apart from Sam and Todd, I feel like. And this way you hire both Sam and Todd on day one every week. This way you get a bunch of engineers for your army and some automatons, basically the primary units you want. Also, you do not get any armadillos this way, and armadillos are kind of the most useless unit, so that's good. And you hire them, and basically by the end of the week or right away you dismiss them, and basically it ensures that they'll come back in a tavern next week. Kind of a nice reinforcements, considering that you do not have a lot of creature growth. It's actually quite meaningful. So there are some annoying guards here, so I think I will bring Bertrand back. Maybe I will bring him, I mean, it makes sense to pick something up and then chain army to Frederick next day. Very many, as you can see, ranged neutrals. And kind of, in general, pretty big guards for like secondary heroes at least. Frederick shouldn't have problem with either of these, but like secondary heroes will have quite a bit of trouble. Should be fine. Although, to be fair, losing an armadillo is totally not a problem. Their primary goal, basically, in my opinion, is to be dying. Like they're, well, as much as I like them, I mean visually, like, unfortunately they do not have a purpose other than to take damage for your more valuable units. Here also, as you can see, like Magox, Power Leeches, obviously you want to be passing by all of them. They are definitely not gonna be doable. We'll be losing a bunch of halflings. That's kind of the worst thing, obviously. Basically, we need to circle to that necropolis town you could see not far from Henrietta, and she'll pass by a prison with a quite an interesting hero. So this area is actually very similar to the area on a previous mission, on a previous map. I mean, it's like, I think it's lore-wise, it's the same area, basically same town. So map 2 was kind of the same location, but you expand to the north, and on this one you expand to the south. So that's kind of actually pretty cool idea, I feel like. And well, there are so a couple of windmills. There is a wooden warehouse, and there are also halflings that will join us. So that's why Frederick goes there. I want to clear this area right away and basically not spend any time on it later. Also, getting halflings is not a bad idea, and also these mechanics should join me, and that's always welcome, right? Extra repair capacity is definitely you wanna have. And this fight is pretty tough though. That's a 10+ champion stack, and we have like a really humble army and not a very strong hero, as you can see. Like 5/5 attack and defense, it's not much. Fortunately, we have a lightning bolt, so we'll be able to deal with them. Not without losses, unfortunately, but well, at least I hope that they do not kill many engineers. And of course I hope to repair automatons. But armadillos are here basically to soak up the damage. Oh, that's annoying. At least those two engineers actually ended up repairing before they were killed. So basically, if I plug both of these holes, I should be fine. I should be able to take damage with only armadillos and automatons. Probably should repair at this point. And next Okay, maybe not actually. Champions will take first turn. That's annoying. This one does not reach anyone though, so that's at least something. Okay, that's a very bloody fight. And also spent all of my magic basically, as you can see. Lost a lot. 6 engineers is kind of a biggest loss, I feel like. So maybe I could have, I don't know, could have waited with this part, but I didn't want to keep it uncleared behind me, so if I moved forward somewhere, I would ultimately either just have to leave it uncleared or would have to come back to clear it. So we start with a developed town. Okay, I forgot to pass army actually. Well. So we start with a developed town. It has a city hall, it has a citadel. Basically, you could say it's the same town, campaign-wise. So basically has everything built that would be built during map number 2. It was for nothing fight, unfortunately. Maybe shouldn't have even bothered with it. I don't remember, maybe there is like some free resource to the house somewhere. Not sure. Maybe like a pile of gold or something. But I think I'll end up fighting with these vampires as well. But to be fair, like, looking back at it, probably pointless. They guard a hive that I definitely am not going to even try taking at this point. So it's pretty maybe instructive in a way to not queue stacks in full. If you pay attention to the turn order queue in the bottom, you'll see that there is always like a one stack. Okay, that's a set actually. I'm not sure. I may end up replaying it. And it doesn't really work out. Yeah, so you don't wanna kill a vampire stack completely, ideally, right? Because halflings under haste actually share speed with vampires, and okay, that's actually nice morale. Not a great target for it, but it's not a bad morale as well. Anyway, this is slightly annoying to spend a shot like this. So you check out the turn order, and first halfling will shoot second vampire, and second halfling will shoot third vampire. So basically, this way I kind of get to neutralize two vampire stacks before they deal any damage. That's pretty good. Kind of it pays off if you pay attention to the turn order. Okay, so I just kind of reread the description, and as you may have noticed, Henrietta just gained a level. Ooh, that is level 13. So it's a typo in description, fortunately. Finishing this map, staying level 12 would be maybe a little bit, quite a bit complicated. Like level ups between 12 and 18 are actually quite impactful because you get to develop your skills to expert level with it. It's not insignificant by any means. Okay, one more pretty tough fight actually. Wolf Raiders are pretty hard to deal with. Okay, but this obstacle is kind of gonna be my saving grace here. And Armadillo's one stacks are very, very important as well. I guarded my engineers with automatons. So I want to plug the hole for the 12 with one armadillo probably, and second should plug the hole for the 18 and kill the 5 with engineers. And we should be pretty good here. Okay, that's an option. I definitely could have gone the other way, but this one may be a little bit safer actually. Could have shot at 18 and then plug the hole with maybe kill the 7. I don't know. I like what I did there actually. Maybe it's a little bit safer than what I was thinking right now. So I think it should be a watering hole maybe. Maybe not. It actually might be nice to pass army to someone else. Yeah. If Frederick ends his turn on a watering hole, the army might be stuck there with him for one more turn. That's not ideal. Maybe Floribert could get to the watering hole and still... maybe I could actually. Now that I think about it a little bit more, I feel like maybe Frederick could stop like halfway between watering hole and a place to trade with Floribert. Then Floribert comes, takes army, and then he should probably have enough movement points to reach this old lady with a very difficult to pronounce name. And then Floribert could circle back to the watering hole. It actually could be a decent improvement. I mean decent, like Floribert would have a little bit more movement points next day. But now we have a decently sized halfling stack, as you can see, like almost 90 halflings. That's pretty good. Advanced Estate is quite a no-brainer there. I think I just did my due diligence there, checking if there is any good reason to get her a water magic, but I feel like it was a very long shot. Still, I'm sad to say she's not gonna get expert. Kind of a missed opportunity for me there. And at this point I am trying to maximize my army so that I could continue expanding without delays. And fortunately, as I already said, I don't have to build everything up. Basically I need to build a castle and a watchtower in my starting town. That's about all I need to do, so I can spare some money. And obviously I can also upgrade automatons, but it's not an urgent matter. It doesn't affect their growth, so I can definitely wait with that. Okay, maybe I should have taken wisdom here. I think it would be more reasonable than taking earth magic. And it's not because wisdom is better than earth magic, but because that's my secondary hero, that's most important. And I really want her to develop expert estates at all costs, and the best way to do that is to not get new skills. So I think Frederick should restore mana and probably needs to go maybe south from here. Would make sense. Maybe west is also an option. There are a few mines, a few nice objectives to the west, to the left side. Could also benefit from going there for sure. So I will be chaining my heroes to Frederick, as you could already guess, I'm pretty sure. Chaining the army from the old lady to Frederick. And that's a hero that Henrietta frees. He's not bad, he's pretty good actually. He has a decent spells, curse with fire, magic is kind of solid. I feel like he's not expert yet, but he also has 9 sandworms. That's huge. These sandworms will be very helpful. Also, it's a necromancer, so he has a decent skeleton stack, but I won't end up getting it going, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I don't know. Who cares after all? Primarily, it's due to me not having water magic. Just a little bit of a spoiler for you. I got Death Ripple. Not a spell that I would be actually looking for with Henrietta. So at this point I was actually a little bit upset about myself. Okay, day 5 would be very meaningful to go and take those windmills. Well, there is one windmill actually, I think, that wasn't visited yet. War Machine Factory. Now I think maybe it would be worth to play with something like artillery here, or a first aid even. Like for a moment I think, I don't remember, like on map 2 or map 3. I'm trying to remember what last skill was offered to Frederick in this map. We'll see that. But in general, kind of, I feel like taking any artillery, any war machine skill other than ballistics. If you feel like ballistics is a good choice, you obviously can take it, no problem. But taking artillery or first aid is kind of very dangerous, because there is no guarantee that you will be offered a ballista or a first aid tent, like in future maps, right? So you could have like a dead skill for like a huge part of the map, and basically the most impactful part of any map when this the point when these two skills are most impactful is early game. So ideally you would have it like the very first moment when you start, or if you have like a ballista. But I mean, like this second and third map actually have a war machine factory pretty close. So you maybe, I mean, probably something that map maker thought about, if I had to guess. So that's very, I think I appreciate that. Definitely makes at least some sense. I mean, picking up those skills at least would not be a wasted skill slot. Okay, it almost got me there. This morale was pretty funny. I thought I would be shooting. You probably didn't get that. I thought I was shooting with halflings there. Kinda hilarious, actually. Frederick does not have Bless from map 2. I gave Bless to Henrietta there, and he will be able to find it on this map. That's fine. Sometimes it could be useful, as you can imagine. Like, both engineers and halflings have a pretty high damage difference between minimum and maximum, so that's, I mean, like, not like halflings not like that big, but with expert it kind of is a considerable boost anyway. Also bounty hunters and these headhunters, whatever the name. Maybe if I pay attention, I'll see their name in a log, and I'll try not to call them some wrong name. That would be very good. Okay, so on the right side, on the left side, there is basically just nothing almost. That's just this small whatever resource objective, I think. Maybe there is some, like, I don't know, like something unimportant. Don't remember really. Well, if you remember, I had a couple of really tough encounters with harpies on the previous map, but this time I have a much larger number of automatons, I have plenty of engineers, and I have plenty of shooters. The number of harpies is actually not great, so as you can see, it's a really trivial fight. I may have been... no, I didn't seem to contemplate artillery here. I don't remember, maybe I did not yet check my level up options with Frederick. Or maybe I even did not check them at all. To be fair, I don't remember that. Okay, small dwarven treasury, still not bad. Even 2500 gold is kind of actually quite impactful at this stage. So I guess building castle makes sense. Watchtower requires 3 more sulfur. I think there is some sulfur where Frederick went, so I think there was a pile that I did not collect yet. And that's a bit annoying that they do that. Fortunately, I had a priority there with halflings, and worms shared the speed, so it helped me clear up pretty efficiently. Saved one skeleton there. Good job, me. There we go, there is this sulfur I was talking about. So I was going to go into those birds, I think. And I did not end up going into them. I mean, I did go and then replayed like sometime. Don't remember why, to be fair. There is an invader that will come very, very shortly from where Frederick just came back. I actually anticipated to see his head, or her head, I don't remember. I think it's, what's her name? Blanking out, the nymph specialist. So Boyd here comes here for another set of gloves. Not a difficult fight, as you can imagine, with 9 sandworms. Okay, that's another time I had a bank used and I built a capital. That's huge, I think. Very, very nice use for a bank. Like in general, 2 uses for it. Week 1 and both, I think, were very good. Should have picked up this one as well. Maybe even, I mean, I don't know. Kind of actually doesn't matter, maybe. Okay, it's about time we start bleeding some units. Dealing with 11 worms is not easy, and especially for Boyd, who has very bad morale. So halflings not being very helpful. Nasty morale. Also, it doesn't help that he has no tactics, but you can see we are managing to... Okay, I shouldn't overhire here, should build watchtower first. Okay, I actually shouldn't have given skeletons to Boyd there. For my only due to my own mistaken thinking, I actually, for some reason, I thought that the skeletons will ruin morale for Henrietta's army, but I obviously forgot that she has a friggin' expert leadership. So if anyone should not have skeletons is Boyd, who doesn't have leadership, and who actually gets screwed by poor morale. But obviously he has no choice, because every fight he wins he'll get skeletons anyway, so I would have to either dismiss them or we'll have to suffer morale anyway. That's unfortunate. We'll lose another one, but that's about it. So for my level in here, I think it's kind of a maybe somewhat interesting topic. The level limit is 18 here, so normally if you do not boost your secondary skills separately, you would not get 8 skills to expert level. And so we would have to pick and choose which skill we want to slow down. Well, we do not get to like pick and choose, but maybe we can control it a little bit by level ups. So my thinking was, and normally you kind of get to level everything up to level, maybe level 21, 22, maybe even level 23, I don't know. But fortunately, both Frederick and Henrietta got a few skills for free, so they will be able to level everything up almost to expert. I think like one level up short. In case with Henrietta at least, and maybe also with Frederick. I don't quite remember. So you want to like have an idea which skills you want to keep at advanced or basic even, if you get this opportunity. In case with Henrietta, I decided that I need expert wisdom the least, so I will not be developing it. And in this case I boosted up my tactics, which I actually want quite a lot compared to wisdom. So I will be killing 4 with my gunslinger. Yeah, I actually captured their name. Okay, that they're gunslingers. Good to know. Okay, I actually did not guess correctly. I named them many things, none of which were correct. Probably should have picked up wood first, to be fair. I think I was wrong there. I wanted to visit the rally flag this day, I feel like, but it didn't really net me anything. Either way, I was losing 40 movement points. I had like 143, and either got a horizontal step would bring me to 0. Because 40, like if you don't have movement for a single step, it kind of brings movement points to 0. So there is this invader, kind of, I don't know, we didn't see it I think, but the screen flashed to this location. So we don't have money yet to collect everything, to hire everything, but should have enough money very soon. Money is a little bit tight at this moment still, so I can't hire all worms. I should be careful a little bit. I think there was some expenditure that I just don't remember. Okay, so I will end up replaying this. I did misspend it in some way. Okay, and actually this time hero came out. Sorry about that, I just seems like I missed this reload when editing. Okay, so it seems like I decided that I need more units at home. And I will be fine with like a couple, 2-3 fewer worms. I guess that's what I decided there. Okay, there is a gold mine. Very nice addition. And very fortunate I have Forgetfulness on Frederick. I still did not regret that I don't have Forgetfulness on Henrietta, and also that she doesn't have even water magic there. Pretty sad. I didn't kill, I think. I think I didn't lose. Yeah. Could have just finished the fight. Didn't pay attention, I actually. Oh, I mean, it's not bad to be a little bit more careful, I guess. Doesn't hurt. So there are a couple of stacks I can hire here. Armadillos is one. Grandma will go and fetch them, and then there are a few automatons where Frederick right now is headed. Okay, I think he's offered artillery basically every level up for the last few level ups. There are a bunch of skills that are disabled on every map. So I think like map 2 had like a bunch disabled, and so is the case here. Okay, perfect. It was not terrible. God, I forgot the name of this hero, like that's kind of funny. That's funny. Sometimes you forget like very, very basic things. Okay, that's a good day one. Like the ideal, basically. So I would ideally, if I actually came up with this idea that I mentioned, that you want to hire everyone except for Sam and Todd. So ideally I would right now hire all of these 3 heroes. That's Celestine, Todd and Sam, and then I would dismiss Todd and Sam. Next week I would have them both in a tavern for a sizable boost in number of engineers and a small boost in automatons. And these are basically like primary units for this automaton strategy I use with Frederick now. I mean, halflings obviously are also quite important, not gonna lie. practicing some social distancing around halflings. A rule of 6 feet or something. Okay, maybe enough. They had some fun. But time to choke them with love and cuddles by armadillos. So I kept halflings because right now it's gonna be a painful time. And I don't want halflings to experience this, so that's the time when I really regret not having forgetfulness and water magic. Well, not this fight yet. Also, I wish I had expert tactics by this time. It would also be a decent way to live without water magic. First goal, like if we talk about like near future, first goal is to get a white keymaster tent. And I don't remember, you need some resources to access it. It's either crystals or gems. I'm not sure, I don't remember. I feel like it's one of those. Okay, that's a bit scary. Okay, I want to move them back this way. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it was scary because I definitely was not sure worms would decide to stick with automatons. That's a second gold mine. I didn't flag the first one, but I left it for the trailing hero. Figured that 1,000 of gold should not be a problem. Now this fight is a totally different story. Also because it's not on the sands, I was unable to reach elves with my sandworms. Oh boy. Basically lost all of my skeletons here. Very sad. If only I had tactics, expert tactics here, that would be huge. There is this black tent. That will be my second goal. The garrison is the garrison is for the skeleton hero, and a quest guard asks for a ghost dragon, if I recall correctly. So we can get a few of ghost dragons on this map. It's interesting that we actually have a necromancer here. Oh boy, I should end on a mine there. Oh man. Actually, do not reach it. Okay, I should use a Bertram to increase movement points for Frederick. So for now I just forgot about that hero invader. I mean, not forgot, like intentionally disregarded this hero. I was hoping that he will attack me in town. Unfortunately he won't, that lazy bastard. And also not just that, but also very, very selfishly unwilling to die for the cause, for my cause, but like, I mean, very selfish. Well, I actually have no idea what's going on there. Okay, I see. Okay, I needed to upgrade these fellas, actually. I had to replay a couple of days because I actually really had to do that, and I did not. So maybe this, maybe I actually hope that this hero will attack me. I don't think this hero is close enough, to be fair, to my town. Okay, so it was just to get an upgrade on my automatons. Okay. I ended up skipping these elves because they are also not on sand, and I mean not on this factory terrain, and I would not be reaching them with tactics. And if I don't reach them, it means I'm just getting destroyed. Okay, so now I see that Boyd collects gems. I think I need gems. Yeah, I need gems to access White Tent. And the total number, I don't remember. It's like 30 or maybe even 40. Kind of a very sizable amount. Probably kill this too. Oh well. So much morale. We'll definitely take it. And obviously pathfinding is more impactful. There are plenty of swamps here, so I don't want to be wasting time there. And as I said, I plan to skip expert wisdom on Henrietta in favor of other skills. Okay, Naga should not be killing an armadillo, so it should be fine. Maybe I actually should have moved armadillo closer to the one. Yeah, it would make sense. Kind of a small mistake. So I guess it would make sense to throw a couple of armadillos to the right side now to delay a couple of Nagas. That should be fine. Should hit like a 4, or maybe weight is fine as well. And then use armadillos. Or maybe I actually don't have to use armadillos. Worms have... Huh, okay, that's interesting. Well, that's fine as well. Got 16 games here. That one it was really big for my game collecting efforts, as you can imagine. Kind of a nice set of obstacles, as you can see. It would be best if I had maybe like one more armadillo. but as you will see, it's still fine. I was a little bit tempted to cast haste there on halflings, but like I may still need it. May still need mana, although I have +4 every day, right? So I would still have mana next day for a haste. I don't know. Anyway, I saved up some mana. It's fine. Didn't lose anything because of it, so that's fine by me. So I also kind of disregard developing Boyd at this point. Maybe I should develop him. Getting expert fire would be pretty big, like for the sake of casting curse on some nasty enemies. Like opponent has, for example, pirates, sea dogs. They have really low minimal damage, so it would be quite nice to abuse it. Okay, I could as well just finish the fight as well. I could have killed 2 stacks, repair automatons, and finish the 3rd stack with engineers. Oh man, I remember the name of this Neem specialist. Finally. Utopia, right? That's impressive. I actually managed to recall it. It was a little bit risky. It probably would be safer to shoot with gunslingers and not shoot with. Although, yeah, definitely. I keep forgetting that even though Frederick doesn't have luck, halflings still do have luck, so that's kind of a risky situation. A sizable troll stack here. Troll army. That's annoying. But that, yeah, actually do not kill them. Well, now I do. Thank you. I was concerned about friendly fire, but now that you removed this concern for me, I'm really thankful for your service, Sir Troll. Thank you very much. Once again, artillery. Okay, buddy. Slow down. I really was felt like it forces me almost to get this damned artillery. I actually did not think about the fact that that campaign creator might have thought about this at this point. So, but given that a second and third maps actually had a war machine factory in the beginning, I feel like they actually did think about it, so... Honestly, I feel like it's a testament to a map maker, campaign maker, or like probably maybe, I don't know, several people who made it. I think that's this sort of a detail when they take care of a war machine factory. For chumps who pick artillery or first aid first aid skill, shows a great degree of what? I'm not sure what would be the correct word there, but I mean great degree of intelligence, I guess, would be passable term here. Definitely not something you would expect a normal map to take care of, and well, they did take care of it at least. That's commendable for sure. But I wasn't thinking about it in this way yet. And I was really concerned about future maps. Okay, so I needed to upgrade my automatons for this fight, because if I didn't, the sharpshooters would have actually first turn, and they would kill like half of my army, maybe more than half actually. Would be not very nice thing to see, to be fair. And now we have pretty easy time here. Very happy that there is a water, although I for a moment was thinking that it was Henrietta, that's why I was happy. But kinda to be fair, that's another testament to the map makers here, because you could be unlucky with your level ups and not get expert water, even if you picked the skill, so... And you probably might have I don't remember. Actually, Frederick, I think, has water from the beginning, so you couldn't skip it with Frederick, but still. You could be sitting at advanced water magic till level 17 or 18 even, if you are unlucky, so... I think it shows another thing that mapmaker took care of very intelligently. Shows a great care for a map, that's what I mean to say. Okay, so this purple hero is annoying. I actually have to bring Frederick back because of how annoying Cassiopeia is. because, I mean, she kind of actually refused to attack the town. Would you believe that? Boyd will pick up a few resources here, and there is also a morale artifact. There are 3 artifacts that give +1 morale on this map, and I need them to later access one of the key artifacts that I will carry to the next map. Situation for Henrietta is pretty daunting, like really tough times. She had to fight like a bunch of ranged enemy units and basically had to eat a lot of shots. Really annoying. Here I basically rolled morale, like ran a few attempts until she got positive morale there. Really painful to do something like that. And then still there is another fight, these Corsairs waiting and gonna be also pretty annoying. There are quite a few of them as well. Really, I was not happy about not taking water and forgetfulness with her. And Frederick also used forgetfulness by this time, but forgetfulness is actually in the guild of this town, so could have just built level 3 by now as well. Maybe I would have to delay the white tent, looking at my resources, but I maybe even didn't have to do that. Maybe I could have just find a couple of, like one more gem pile somewhere. Okay, that's our first enemy. Frankly, don't remember much about her. She has some water spells and advanced water magic, so she will be casting things like Bless, I think, maybe Prayer. Cure as well. Basically replayed this fight a few times until she stopped doing annoying things like curing shooters. Maybe cast Lightning Bolt here on Corsairs. Oh, haste. Haste is fine as well, just I was a little bit concerned about their speed there, so... Haste maybe is even better option. Okay, so I lost 4 halflings. To the ballista probably. Legion Torso is actually a nice addition. That's 3... Yeah, it's 3 extra automatons. And haste carries the day basically every other fight. On this dilemma, so I actually now I know what role Frederick plays further in the campaign, but back when I was playing this map I actually had no clue actually, so I really was not sure which of these would be useful. Ultimately I feel like ballistics is too niche, so it's kind of like a very... It makes some siege fights easier because you can skip shots with a catapult, and occasionally it means that you also can break a couple of towers when you do that, so it's nice, but also kind of very situational, and also really not required most of the time. So I want to bring the torso back home to get 3 automatons next week. So I ultimately decided to pick Armorer. Armorer is also, I feel like, not a great skill for like for a regular PvE, like a normal map. For a campaign as well, I normally would not take it, because I feel like most of the time it won't help you. Like, there are not many fights when you actually are okay taking any damage. Surprisingly though, the next map where Frederick will be playing the main, spoiler alert, the only role, he actually does benefit from having Armorer. That's a lucky coincidence, I guess. Okay, that's morale artifact number 1. For a moment there I thought about Death Ripple, but yeah, it won't work. Kind of in the context of maybe leaving everything except for whites behind, but whites would die basically turn 1, so. And even if like a couple of them do not die turn 1, like Death Ripple would kill 3 units in each stack, so looks like it's about 9 units fewer than I would need. Okay, so that's painful losses. But I felt like I could have maybe look for some ridiculous morale there, which most of the time I actually try not to, so I settled for some losses. And nice addition actually, as you can see this army is easily more than Henrietta had at this time. I mean, she has like 12 worms, that's pretty good. Just like for the map number 2, there are a few scrolls on this map that I would be able to convert to spells for Frederick. And well, these spells are pretty good actually, pretty good. And at least some of these scrolls are accessed by heroes you free. So like I freed Wrathmont here, and I need him to access one of the scrolls for Frederick, so that's kind of like one of my not secondary, but kind of smaller objectives for this map. Also here Frederick only has 7 mana left, and that's very concerning. He has to take maybe like 3 more fights at this point, and he's heading to the hero camp. You can see in the bottom here, that's another hero. So he has to do some semi-efficient fighting. Kind of having haste is a little bit of a spoiling experience. It makes fights quite a bit easier. Just wait. I could have actually. Oh man. Okay. Okay. That's fine. A little bit of a misplaced automaton. It is tempting to cast haste here, even though they're slow. I really want to have my automatons on the right side, so that dendroids didn't have to go to the left side, even a little bit. That's what can happen when they veer to the left side, but fortunately just one went towards me. Okay, that's not a great situation. I'll have to kill one really fast. Okay, I still should be killing it. And it should hit a 1, so I'm safe there. Okay, and got advanced armor. Okay, this fight would be pretty hard without haste. I mean, these champions, 37 champions, are quite a lot. Actually, a pretty I don't remember this fight very well, but I remember this, yeah, pretty nice setup. So I hit the engineers and then I'll put my armadillos like this. Not having tactics definitely had me look for some setup like this. Also lucky, one armadillo left there, maybe lucky, I don't know. Maybe it was fine still. Maybe time to repair. Okay, I did not. Maybe then close from. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I can close the hole with armadillo there. Okay, I lost a bunch of those, but I mean, as I said, it's basically their primary role, as sad as it is. So kind of, I figured at this point that Frederick actually cannot free the hero alone and move aside. He actually can't even free hero alone, so I need to someone to free the hero and also to move aside. So here is a teamwork. Frederick picks up a campfire that will save like some small amount of movement points for Bertram. Now I need to decide where I wanna, how I want to approach this, and I want to know where Frederick needs to be standing, basically. Okay, decide for this one, and now Bertram will release the hero, and Bertram, if I remember correctly, visited the Trailblazer, so he actually will have one step left when he releases a hero. So I can... well, I could have as well dismissed him. Also fine. This fellow has 12 bounty hunters. Not terrible. I will send him to the south now with the army, while Frederick goes home. Restores mana, maybe... I don't know. I'll send him some other place. And Tancred needs to basically come back home in time. There will be an invader in a couple of days in the area where Henrietta freed Wrathmont. So I do want to take care of that fella. Also, the area to the right side will open. I think it has a time guard for week 3 day 1, I think. And Henrietta goes for a second artifact. Meanwhile, so we have 2 out of 3. I'll need them like very much later though, but it's always good to have +1 artifacts, +1 morale. Especially if you have like skeletons. They tend to ruin morale in your army. At least Boyd not having leadership will not have negative morale. Okay, so that's a hero, an invading hero. He disembarked probably this day to the right side of the time guard. If I wasn't here, he would probably come out like 2 days later. Basically after I play, 2 days. It would be 131 for him. Maybe he actually would exit, but I don't know. I thought that I would probably spare him this legwork. Couple of well, maybe not couple of tough fights, but I mean Tancred is more or less a hero without skills, so it's definitely not too easy fights, but so not too difficult as well. I don't remember though, does he have tactics? I hope he does. I don't remember if I had trouble with these two fights, to be honest, so if I had to assume, I'd have to guess that he has tactics, otherwise, I mean, this Sea Dogs would be pain in the ass, I feel like. Now I bought these 3 witches, sea witches. And I'll end up not using them ever, so that's very, very smart. Good job, me. I mean, I was thinking about this, their spellcasting ability, so like they make a very decent 1-stacks. Okay, he doesn't have halflings, I actually forgot about it. I just wanted to make sure that they do not split damage, and I pulled back my untouched automatons. The mummy fight is a little bit annoying because it's on the quicksands, so it would be more probably easier if there were no quicksands. Okay, I think I need to change my army. Was a silly derp. Okay, that looks much better. So that's one of 2 reasons why quicksands are not great. It's because, well, you get stuck. I only have automatons to kite, so if I had worms it would be quite different, but now that I found a way where there are no sands, I actually can move automatons now back towards well, I mean, where I moved them now, okay? Along the same route, basically. Tried and tested. Now, other bad part about this quicksands is that mummies will end up getting stuck as well, and while sometimes it can be nice, I feel like it's more often actually not great. Well, here it was helpful, but it definitely wasn't required. In general, kind of neutrals end up getting staggered around the battlefield when they get stuck randomly. So it kind of complicates kiting a little bit. Oh man, that's annoying. Okay, he doesn't have luck. I actually could have shot, I guess. Or maybe I shouldn't. Yeah. Also could have taken, maybe should have taken logistics instead of earth magic. Kind of a very impulsive and I feel like not very intelligent decision. Okay, 2 weeks over, got some game going. Henrietta unfortunately doesn't get to visit stables on day 1. Okay, another enemy. I have no memory of what he does, I guess, because it's Manfred. I guess it's gonna be a fireball. Maybe that's why I left halflings. I have a very vague memory of this fight, so I guess it wasn't very difficult. I still remember like a couple fights of this map. They will probably be in the part 2. It's gonna be this map turned out like really long to play. As you can see, it's already 2 hours and we are just 2 weeks in, so takes a while, unfortunately. Yeah, it's moral galore. Kind of remember that. I think he has like a very annoying, like decent melee stacks, so kind of don't want to brawl with him. Okay, archery is obvious choice. So I anticipate that they go maybe oh, okay, actually. I think they should go above the obstacles here. Like first champion, although confused me a little bit. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I guess they tried to get to the whites there, and there was actually a small gap between obstacles. That's why they went under the obstacles. If there was no gap, I would actually expect them to go like all the way around. Could be useful if I needed to buy a little bit of time there. Okay, wasted a little bit of time with Frederick there. Actually, should have waited on a warehouse in the previous day. Same with Sam here. And Frederick will at least visit Trailblazer on day one. That's always nice if you have to traverse the wastelands. Always forget how this terrain is called. I think wastelands is Stronghold's native terrain. But that's probably something lands. Something very hot terrain. So at this stage, I need to get some bone dragons and finally cold dragons. And well, getting bone dragons is relatively easy. There is a skeleton converter to the north from here. And there is also a red dragon dwelling. So you can use this, and also I have 3 red dragons right now, so I can convert them. But to get ghost dragons, I would need to convert them, to upgrade them, and it's done. We are a seer, also to the north, and not very far from the skeleton converter. But in order to unlock it, I think I need about 40 mercury. So my general plan here is to kind of sweep to the north, get to this, get the ghost dragons ultimately, and also in the process I want to take hive, I don't remember, the dragonfly creature bank that gives you wyverns, and these wyverns are useful to unlock one of the quest guards not far, like, or maybe relatively far from here. Passed by it not like maybe a few days ago, and it gives you access to about 15, I'd say 15 or so sandworms, so it kind of makes a pretty solid addition to the army. I moved my harpies back a little bit to avoid a hit by 22 vampires. A little bit messy fight. I actually don't think I should have killed the 2 stack there, but that's why I used haste here. If I didn't use haste, the 2 stack was actually first to take the turn order, and I would have time to hit it with to hit the big stack with worms before that, so I wouldn't have to cast haste in that case. So a small mistake that cost 6 spell points. I just forgot to take skeletons here. I think they're with Wrathmont. Oh wait, did I? Actually, I think I lost them, right? I'm being stupid. I lost the skeletons. So the fight is actually quite tricky. The idea is to basically use my dragons to take as much damage as I can, and well, you see there one of my dragons already has like 5 hit points. That's basically perfect as long as it doesn't die, and it won't die. The 5 should collapse to worms, so I will bring another dragon forward now. Probably not this one though. This one has 86 hit points, I think, and I see that one of the manticores reaches it, so I'm contemplating moving it back, right? So, and I will. I didn't move this one. Okay. I thought that I may move this one forward, but okay, didn't have to. Had enough damage there. So a good opportunity to develop Boyd a little bit. Now the tower is a little bit okay, that's a red dragon, so that's fine. If it was a bigger dragon, it might have been a bit of a problem, but just like a very small problem, because I have at least like 2 heroes, so I could offload everything apart from dragons and kinda auto combat against any dragon, really. Teleported Bertram back. Didn't really have to. Could have dismissed him. Actually don't remember where I sent Henrietta here. So I know that Boyd will go further north, but Henrietta will join him, but I think she has to do something in process. And Frederick has got army back. That's almost didn't have to wait. Oh, actually, it was a splendid auto combat. Nice to see. We see a watering hole, so that's always something to keep in mind. If you can end your turn on a thing like that without wasting any number, well, I mean, at least not a significant number of movement points, and with very few movement points, like here, I had 80. That's beautiful. Okay, so I think Henrietta will, maybe she will go to get some resources, I guess. Not sure about that. He doesn't have tactics, so I had to swap them around to be able to reach. Also, I actually decided that I don't want to be hitting, actually. I hit first, but then I decided that probably might be not a great idea. And then I did not hit with the rest. Medusas don't have a penalty, so I'm actually a little bit sloppy. Yeah, I will put my worms between dragons, but then 6 stack. Yeah, okay, that might be fine. Yeah, my positioning with dragons was not great, let's say. I for a moment even contemplated restarting right away. There are more invaders that will come. I don't remember how soon, but relatively soon. I feel like maybe in a week or so. So my general goals here is to clear this area with Frederick. There is a Utopia not far, so I want to clear it while I'm here. And then there is also a portal that will lead me to a clone spell scroll, among other things, so I want to get there as well. That's basically what I want to do before the next invader comes. Not because I need this scroll, but because just I want to finish this before invader comes, so that I didn't have to come back to it later. I figured I should be killing them, so I didn't have to wait next turn to repair. Okay, there is a market in case I need to trade something, and I think I may actually trade a little bit. I don't think I will be trading a lot, but it's always good to have this option at least. So I said what I want to do with Frederick and with Henrietta and Boyd. Basically, I want to get a bunch of gold dragons, and I want to take the Black Tent. And then there will be also another invader, maybe even 2 invaders. Don't remember. There are 2 invaders, right? But well, you'll see. So basically the goal is to get like a decent gold dragon stack going and take the Black Tent, and then basically attack the enemy. There is a town to the south from Boyd and Henrietta location. Yeah, as you can see, this automaton engineer tactic is very simple. Well, not always, but often is simple enough, and actually very strong as well. Imagine that you add a clone to it and it just becomes ridiculously strong. Okay, that's annoying. I may want to move bounty hunters back. Or maybe I just want to destroy them. That also is a possibility. So I want to get this mercury, that's right. So as I said, I need 40 mercury, I think, to get Ghost Dragon's thing going. So this warehouse was also a very important objective at this point. There is a quest guard. There we go. We see this quest guard. It's for Tancred, and we can get a few bounty hunters and gunslingers there. Also a welcome addition. May wanna haste here. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I was a bit concerned that Cerberus were reaching something valuable, but they didn't. So maybe I will hire Celestine now, yeah. I think at this point I realized that I wanna have Sam and Todd fixed in the tavern, and that's, I mean, that's reasonable. And that's just week 3, so it didn't take too long for me to realize that. Basically, I wasted up to 2 weeks on that. And I think I had like one of the weeks started with Sam and Todd in the tavern, just got lucky with it though. But yeah, in general it's really useful, especially on a map where you do not have many towns. So getting extra 20 engineers is basically more than 100% bonus engineer growth, so that's definitely a very sizable bonus. Okay, so I did mess up here. I will replay it, I think. Kinda stupid, I think, like, yeah, obviously I should have put dragons in the middle. And actually should have seen it without even trying to fight. Very stupid mistake. Another pile of mercury, and we are nearing the goal. I think this scroll is for earthquake, if I'm not mistaken. Not terrible. Maybe even, I don't know though, like why would I need it? At least with this army I have mostly flyers and shooters here. Maybe if I had skeletons, I didn't waste skeletons, maybe in that case it would be a meaningful addition. Maybe that's what this scroll is for. Although, as you can see, Boyd actually has Earthquake in his spellbook. Maybe just, I mean, I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure why, what it all means. Maybe, I mean, it's for other heroes apparently, but maybe for Frederick even, with his automatons and some other units, but I don't know, just probably something that doesn't have any special answer. So I mean, the answer is probably just because, not for any specific reason. So I wanna move army back now to get to Frederick. And fighting acids I considered for a moment and basically just decided that I won't be able to do them without losses on this army and this hero, so figured it's just not even worth it. I mean, that's not like I need this pass for any of my logistics. Like occasionally, but that's way too vague for actual necessity. So I don't remember what this. I think the gate just lets me in, so it's not. It's a gate that lets my heroes to the portal. That's a very sizable bone dragon army, though. Gonna be not very easy to deal with, but it's also it's not like it's just bone dragons. Okay, that's one of the weakest tier 7 creatures, so it's definitely not a very difficult fight as well. In part with Henrietta and Boyd, I am kind of undecided which way I wanna do my logistics. Okay, and here I actually realized that I need some meat for the fight against dragons. I did not end up replaying this part. Kind of did quite a bit of fighting there. I couldn't be bothered, but yeah, so I would need more meat for my next few fights. Basically, like, it's not a very difficult, I mean, it's pretty easy calculation. So I will be fighting dragons in Utopia, and well, there will be like more fights, but let's say just Utopia. So Utopia dragons will always take their turn unless you come with like I don't know, a bunch of archangels, like, or phoenixes. But with my army they will always take a turn, and you basically have to give them something to hit, so they will always hit something, and you always wanna have some impact on what they will hit, and you can do that by taking or not taking some units. So in my case, I definitely don't want to take halflings to a fight, for example, because they would just be destroyed in that case. And I want to take something, in this case armadillos, and ideally I would want also these armadillos to be hit. I think I can leave worms outside because they're big enough, and dragons are unlikely to be angling to hit them, just as you can see. But yeah, definitely needed to close my other units. I actually was hoping that worms would be healing a 3-stack. Maybe I will cast Bless and then, I don't know. Okay, that's fine. It's been a pretty long day. A bunch of upgraded skeletons. I think I should have also converted skeletons right there. Back to not upgraded skeletons. Okay, level 18 on Henrietta. That's wonderful. Okay. Well, that's not difficult to hit level 12 or level 18 in a campaign. Normally fights are big enough to get you to the level required pretty fast. So I really did not, wasn't at any point even for a second worried that I would not be able to get to this level. Yeah, maybe wasted a little bit too much time there. I really want to bring Boyd forward But at the same time, I also want Henrietta to gather. I think there are Deadman's Boots. I think they're needed for a quest that gives you a few dragons. Okay, got a few nice units. So because I did not plan for reinforcements initially, my logistics are a bit strained. But fortunately Floribert actually spent night on a watering hole, so he will actually be able to reach to do everything, fortunately. He still has a few steps left, so he can trade, for example, for Frederick. Frederick will need to exchange army with Floribert a few times. Okay, so that's fight number 1. Don't take any shooters. Maybe I could and should have taken... Actually didn't even try it, but... So armadillos, as you can see, are here to just take the hits. Unfortunately, did not finish it. I want to preserve as many armadillos in this fight as possible to have them in the Utopia. That's pretty obvious. Well, that's a lot lost actually for 7 dragons. Probably could have been much better, if I'm completely honest. Maybe I could at least bring like a couple, 1 or 2 shooters. It could work better now that I think about it. Okay, this one is actually pretty... was not very easy to do, but kind of pretty cool in a way. So I will be having an armadillo always put somewhere next to my shooters, and both shooters are kind of close, so that one dragon could block both of them always, and that's kind of on purpose. So I forced gold dragons first, and I managed to kill one, and then even was able to shoot once. That was pretty helpful. And so I want one dragon to be able to block both shooters, so that they did not want to... So just one dragon would be tempted to go next to them, and the others would likely go for something else. Okay, so this black dragon is a very bad black dragon. I want to put 7 now next to my shooters. Fortunately, the dragon takes interest in them instead of automatons. That's acceptable losses in my book. Artifacts are pretty much useless thing. I just actually did not pay attention. I think there was a +3 knowledge piece. That's fine. Not bad. The orb of vulnerability, I actually don't remember if I even used its immunity bypass at any point here, but it's needed for a quest later, so now the enchanter fight is also a little bit annoying, so I had to do some random fishing here. Basically I want to avoid them casting slow, well, slow could be fine, casting haste, cure or something like that that would expose my back rank units to their attacks, and well, I had to split my automatons a little bit to achieve that. Otherwise they did some nasty spellcasts. I think they did well, in different variations I think they did both, or either haste or cure, so it was not great. Okay, and that's a nice little chest piece. Not great, but always nice to have a small stat boost. And another fight. We'll see, I don't remember it very well. That's a big bone dragon stack. And once again, haste carries a day. Once again. Yeah, so I sent armadillos forward to basically delay dragons a little bit. Maybe, I mean, I don't know, maybe I don't have a shield spell, but kind of makes sense casting it. I think I don't have it. So basically I want to keep dragons further back so that they did not reach my shooters. At the same time, it's very tempting to let them a little bit forward so that I was able to shoot at them with straight arrow like here gunslingers did. But their speed is actually too high to do that safely. So as you can see, dragons already reach the gunslingers, but my other shooters actually do not even hit them with straight arrow. But anyway, haste is a very good spell, right? I think you can imagine what would be the losses if not for the haste here. Okay, so I will be doing some teleport jumping very shortly. Fishing for the right exits. Also, it's version 1.7.1, so the way teleports work still did not change at this point, and they are always random in this version. I mean, first round is always, well, it is it is random even in current version, but then it gets fixed, and it didn't get fixed in the past, and there will be quite a lot of, well, not quite a lot, but enough teleport jumping. Okay, so I think what I see now means that I want to send Boyd south already. And Henrietta will finish this part up. And basically I want to chain army to Boyd, I mean dragons, and the boots. Okay, I want to go through the weight border guard here. Annoying. I won't be going back to fetch this charm of Eclipse. So Wrathmont will come towards Henrietta, so basically I want him to help chaining everything to Boyd when Henrietta finishes her part. Okay, so that's a game pond, quite heavily guarded. Well, the guard is pretty easy, but numerous enough. I tried it like just a little bit and then decided not to bother even. There is a limited supply of gems on this map, so this mine is kind of in some way special. There are a couple of gem ponds in overall on the map. But I feel like in general gem supply is decent even without this pond. So I did not feel the need actually to even fight for the pond, and I mean it's not a very difficult fight though, so probably would be able to do that even with what I had there. Although ideally you would want a slightly different army there. Maybe it's less, fewer units that you want would be risking to lose, so you would maybe want to have an ammo cart, ideally like a couple, maybe even 3 shooters, and then just 3 1-stacks to close them around, and then just use a kite to run around. Should be easy enough. But I don't have 1-stacks, that's a problem, so my wall around shooters would be big enough, so actually golems might find interest in it, so I just decided that I don't want to bother with it. Oh, I see, okay, I see a fight where I will actually use an orb of vulnerability. What a shocker. To be fair, the fight is probably not particularly difficult even without the orb. There is also a place on this map that has a couple of town portal scrolls, so that's somewhere I really want to get as soon as possible. That place is guarded by a quest guard that asks me to kill a specific hero though, so it is a little bit further away. But ultimately that's a very, very good goal, and that's a Hypnotize scroll. Of all things, Hypnotize is a very good spell. Okay, just getting ready for stables. Okay. Need some mercury, so I guess I might be trading something for it. Just getting 6 more automatons is not bad. I mean 5 from the dwelling this week and 1 automaton from the extra growth in the town. It's a nice bonus. And that's a nice ring, so now I don't have to equip a Spirit of Oppression against neutrals, and I actually get to enjoy a small positive morale, and well, later maybe I can do it even on Henrietta, who is gonna be having a lot of positive morale. Okay, so that's gonna be this is gonna be the last day in this video. So I probably should have hit a different stack, not the first one, so that my retaliation would actually be killing more of the Minotaurs when the first stack hits me. This way there were 2 Minotaurs and my retaliation killed only 2, so that's kind of something. But obviously the fight is not difficult enough to cost me for this mistake. Okay, so that's about right. Flutterbird with sea witches. That's kind of funny. Kind of like what is it? Suitcase without handle, or what do you call that? Kind of a thing that you just you don't want to drop it, or like what would you say that? Get rid of it, but it's just too valuable. But then it's just too awkward to carry around. Anyway, that's about to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this part, and a lot of nice fights to come in the next part, so I hope you will come back to check it out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.